This VCR tape will be of Gilbert, Brother Gilbert's family. Of the pictures I have of them, I will start with the beginning of the family. That's Granddaddy Schatz, Grandpa Schatz, Franklin Schatz, Mama's daddy. And this is Grandma Schatz, Pamelia Pingley Schatz. That's Mama's mother. And this is Henry Clifton Wheat, Daddy's father. Now this is Clarabelle Horner Wheat, Daddy's mama. Now this is Henry Clifton Wheat, Daddy's father, taken in his latter years. He lived with us some close to 30 years, and he lived to be 97 years old. And this was taken in his latter years. And this is a picture of Mom and Daddy taken on the wedding day, which was September the 7th, 1898. This Mom and Daddy taking a picture at Ocean View, Virginia, was July the 18th, 1930. That's a picture of Dad taken in the early 1940s. And this is a picture of Mama. Now starting Gilbert's family. Now this is, I think, the earliest recognizable picture we have of Gilbert. That was taken in 1916, and he holding in his hand his first love letter. Now that's an early picture of Gilbert and Mariella. I don't have dates on very few of these, but that was early in their marriage. This picture and next picture are two homes, and it's written on our home in 1916, so I just judge that this is Gilbert and Mariella's first home where they lived in it. That's all the information I have, but it says our home in 1916, and that's in Martinsburg. And on this picture it says our home in 1918, so I judge it that was their home in 1918 in Martinsburg, West Virginia. This was taken in Martinsburg. I don't know the two men on the left, but on the far right That is Gilbert, and next to him is Daddy. I said, I don't know the two men on the right, on the left. But that was taken way back close to the time Gilbert was married. Now this is Gilbert and Mariella taken, I don't know where, but that's very early in their marriage. Now this is Gilbert and Mariella with Dorothy in their arms. Because I don't remember, see, I don't think I was born then. See, that's a little older than I am. Oh, excuse me, Dad. And here's a picture of Gilbert holding Dorothy in his arms. Now this is Gilbert and Mariella and Dorothy. Apparently that was taken by a photographer because it's on professional print. This is one of those little, something like those little Woolworth ping pong pictures you used to take at Woolworth years ago of Gilbert. Some of those little pictures turned out really nice though. This is a picture of Gilbert in his younger days. And this is Mariella in her younger days. This is Mariella with Dorothy and Genevieve. And Genevieve was just a baby. Standing at the corner of Virginia Avenue, right at the corner where old Mr. and Mrs. Kilmer used to live. Just one door from where Aunt Emma and Uncle Andy lived. This is Gilbert with one of the lodges he belonged to, draped around in American flags. I don't know what organization it was, but that was in his younger days. And this is Gilbert. I don't know what organization that was but it has a cross on the front of his shirt. I don't know whether that is a Klan or what organization that was. That must have been back in the 1920s. This is a picture of Gilbert by himself. Was probably taken back in the 20s. I don't know exactly where that picture was taken at, but he was a really young man then. This is a picture of Dorothy and Genevieve. They must have lived on, I guess it's Faulkner Avenue, because apparently before the dairy was built back then, that looked like Uncle George and Aunt Mattie's old barn sitting across the alley, all the way across the back lot in the upper left-hand corner. This is Ardelia and Dorothy and Genevieve taken about the same place in the backyard of Gilbert Maryland's home. I think it's on Faulkner Avenue, and that was after the dairy was built. The dairy must have been built just about the time Genevieve become a toddler. Now this picture was taken down on Main Street, which is Caroline Street now. That's the 4 generations. It's on the left, that's Daddy. So on the left, that's Daddy. In the center is Gilbert. And on the right is Granddaddy. Granddaddy Wheat. In the front, that's Dorothy, Gilbert's oldest daughter. That must have been taken about 20, probably 27, 28. As I say, I can't remember back then because, see, Dorothy was a few years older than I am. Excuse me, Dot. Now this picture, I don't know, is taken in Martinsburg. I don't know whether when they lived on Faulkner Street and that dairy was, I don't know where that is. Taken in Martinsburg anyway. And I don't know what happened to Francis's face, whether it was defect in the picture, because these are old pictures and it could be a defect in the picture. But there's Mariel and Gilbert in the back, and on the front row is, on the left is Genevieve, in the center is Francis, and there's Dorothy. I don't know what happened to the Francis picture of Francis, but these are very old pictures, so that is probably just a bad place in the picture. Now these have 6 little ping pong pictures like it was taken at Woolsworth years ago. There's little almost postage stamp pictures, and that's Francis, Gilbert's youngest daughter. And this is Genevieve. And this is Dorothy. These are those little ping pong pictures. So now this is another set of those little postage stamp ping pong pictures from that's Francis again. She's a little older than the last pictures. Now this is Genevieve, taken about the same time, but they all seem to be on the same tape. And this is Dorothy. Now this is a picture of Gilbert. I think it was taken down at Harper's Ferry. He worked down at Harper's Ferry for a long time for the railroad, and there's a picture of Gilbert down at Harper's Ferry. Now this is another picture of Francis, Gilbert's youngest daughter, when she was a little older than those last 2 little pictures taken. This is another family picture, group picture taken when we lived on Charles Street in Fredericksburg, Virginia. From left to right in the back was Naomi McGinnis. Then Dorothy, stand between Marguerite and between Naomi and Marguerite with her head under Marguerite's arm. There's Ruth, Mary Wheat, and Mariella. And down front that's Ardelia, Mama, and Genevieve, and Francis. Now that's a picture of Gilbert, probably in the mid-1930s. I don't know exactly when that was taken, but probably, and I don't know where it was taken. Probably in the mid-1930s. And this is another picture of Gilbert, probably in the mid-1930s, and I don't know where that was taken at. And this picture was taken on Charles Street in the summer of 1936. It's Mariella and Gilbert in the back, and Francis, Genevieve, and Dorothy in the front. That's taken in the summer of 1936. Now this is a family group picture. I don't know exactly when it was taken, but on the front row that's on the left is Marguerite, Mariella, Dorothy, and Granddaddy. And on the back row it's Mama, Gilbert, and Daddy. This is another picture of Gilbert, probably taken in the mid to late 1930s. I don't know where it was taken at, but that's. Now this is a family picture, and I don't know exactly where this was taken at, but it's Gilbert and family, and in the front is Gilbert and Mariella. In the back row from left to right is Dorothy, Francis, and Genevieve. Now this is Mary Wheat and Gilbert. I don't know when or where it was taken. Whether it was taken in Martinsburg or where it was taken at. That's Gilbert and Mary Wheat. Mary lived in Martinsburg with Gilbert and Mariella for quite a while. And this is another picture of Gilbert and Mariella. It was probably taken in their home, I don't know. Now this is a picture of Mariella in the 1960s. And this is another picture of Mariella in the 1960s. This is a family picture, and I think it's taken Christmas 1959, I'm not sure. There's Mariella, and on the left is Genevieve, Gilbert, Francis, and Dorothy. I think that's taken Christmas 1959. This is a picture of Gilbert. It's on a big picture, but I can't get in the frame only his head. I'll take it out and pull the picture back from the camera. I don't know how in focus that would be, but this is the only part I can get in the viewing frame. Now that's a picture held out from the camera. See, as I brought it up before, you get a much better picture in the viewing frame. But it gets out of focus a little bit as you get it away from the camera. This is Gilbert and Uncle Frank shot Mama's brother, taken in the 1930s on Charles Street in Fredericksburg, and they're both wearing hard top dome derbies. That's a picture of Gilbert probably taken in the late 1950s or early 1960s. This is a picture of Barbara taken approximately the same time as picture before of Gilbert. This is studio proof of the brothers and sisters of my brothers and sisters. I guess it was taken in the late 1930s or really early 1940s. That's front row is Marguerite, ID, and Ruth. In the back row is Gilbert, Freed, myself, and Jack. Now this is a picture of Gilbert, Mom, and Dad. This was taken in 1945. Now this is a picture taken June the 16th, 1942. This is the other family. It's taken on Charles Street. It says, front row is Daddy, Mama, Marguerite, R.D. and Ruth. In the back row is Gilbert, Freed, Jack, and myself. This picture of Gilbert, I don't know, was taken. I don't know why it was cut down so small, but it was, looked like it's cut off of another picture. But He was in with the group of pictures that we had, so. Now this is a picture Gilbert taken in 1952. 1952, I don't know. That's the date that's on the back of it. This is a picture of Gilbert and Mama. I don't know exactly when that was taken, but this is a picture of Gilbert on the right. I don't know who that is with him, but that is Gilbert on the right there. And this is a picture of taken on Winchester Street. That's Bonnie, Dorothy, Gilbert, and Mama. This is a picture of Gilbert at our home on Winchester Street, talking on the telephone. It was taken in 1954. This is Gilbert and Mama taken in when Mama and Margaret and Dee lived in an apartment on Prince Edward Street before they built a home on Winchester Street. This picture taken by 1967. That's Gilbert, Cecil, and Barbara taken here at our home. Cecil was home from the Navy. It's taken in 1967. This was taken in Martinsburg in 1970. That's Bob and Gilbert standing on the porch. Patty sitting on the step. That's me on the sidewalk facing the porch with a little Frisky. This is another picture of Gilbert. I don't know when that was taken or where it was taken, but this was taken Gilbert and Barbara's dining room. I don't know exactly when this was taken, but that's Gilbert on the far right, and Dorothy, and Jack standing back with Dorothy, and there's Barbara. It's Barbara standing, then Ruth is just to the left of Barbara, myself and Marguerite. I judge Adi was taking the picture. This was taken in 1965. Gilbert and Barbara was someplace vacationing with someone, I don't know. Could have been a D and Margaret, but this is Gilbert and Barbara on some beach. This is 1965. This is Gilbert Barbara at Myrtle Beach, so the previous picture is probably taken in Myrtle Beach too. This is the Driftwood Motel, which is at Myrtle Beach, is in the background. Taken in 1965. Myrtle Beach are on the same trip that they were vacationing on. This picture also was taken in 1965, probably on the same trip. Bob and Gilbert vacationing, probably with Margaret and ID and the group. Bob was getting ready to be swallowed up by a frog. This is another picture taken in 1965. Gilbert is probably at the pool there at Myrtle Beach, back of the Driftwood Motel. This is Gilbert and Barbara standing in front of the home on Winchester Street in Fredericksburg, taken in 1965, so it's probably just before, just after their vacation trip. This was taken on Winchester Street in 1965. It must have been after they come in the house off the trip, because Gil was really late, stretched out to taking a nap. So he must have been tuckered out after his vacation. That's Gilbert laying on Davenport there at home in 1965. This is Gilbert and Barbara in 1966, taken back in Gilbert's private quarters. He got lost. Huh? This is Gilbert taking a relaxing in his private room in 1965. As Barbara standing back of him. Some of these gloss pictures, hard to get a focus on them. This is another picture of Barbara and Gilbert in his private den. He's really proud of that room. This is 1965 of Gilbert and Barbara. I'll try to bring. Some of these pictures are real glossy and it's hard to, it's a glare off, hard to get a focus on them sometimes. This is one of the walls in Gilbert's den. Shows the has the wall quite filled up. And this is Barbara and Gilbert in their dining room. This is another picture of Barbara and Gilbert in their dining room, 1965. And this is Gilbert and Ardean, little frisky dog in Gilbert's backyard, and that's in 1965. Now this is 1966. They're on vacation again someplace. This is on the waterfront, probably on the ocean beaches. It's small, so I try to bring it up a little closer. That's on the left. On the left, that's Marguerite, then Barbara, and Gilbert, and Ruth. It's hard to get the focus on their face too good, and that's about the best I can do. Margaret, Barbara, Gilbert, and Ruth. And still in 1966, I judge that's a motel. That's Barbara and Gilbert. I judge that's a motel someplace. Barbara and Gilbert. In 1966. This is still on vacation 1966, and back that picture says Virginia Beach. I judge his last few pictures have been from Virginia Beach. That's Barbara and Gilbert. I don't know who that lady is in the background. I can't get a good picture of her face to tell exactly who she is. But that's Virginia Beach in 1966. This is still 1966, and back the picture says September 1966 after vacation. And that's Barbara and Gilbert standing on the front steps of our home there on Winchester Street in Fredericksburg. Must come just back off of vacation. This is Christmas of 1966. That's Barbara and Gilbert in at the home on our home on Winchester Street in Fredericksburg. This picture was taken December the 28th of 1966. And this picture was taken December 28th, 1966 at home on Winchester Street. That's in the basement there. They had fixed up as a family room in the basement as Barbara and Gilbert. This is a picture of Gilbert and Barbara on Barbara's 65th birthday. It was March 8th, 1969. It's on Barbara's 65th birthday. I have about 5 pictures of that. So this is Barbara's 65th birthday. This is another picture of Barbara on the 65th birthday. I don't know who that is standing at the table back of Gilbert, but It's on Barbara's 65th birthday. This is another picture on Barbara's 65th birthday. It's almost the same as the first pictures, just a little different pose. This is another picture of Barbara's 65th birthday. I don't know who that is standing at the podium or who that is at the far right, but that's Barbara sitting at the table and Barbara standing behind her. We call them Big Barbara and Little Barbara. That's Gil's wife sitting down and Free and Mabel's daughter standing behind Barbara. That's Gilbert and Barbara. It's still the 65th birthday, and then there's a couple people standing in front of Barbara. I don't know who they are. They look like they're in the receiving line. All those is Barbara's 65th birthday. This is Gilbert and Barbara. Look like they're going to some old time party. I don't know. This is 1963. This is another picture of Gilbert and Barbara in their colonial costume. I don't know what the occasion was, but this is Gilbert on his 69th birthday. This looks like Barbara. She's going to take a trip someplace. I don't know. I would love to see that taken off, though. It's Barbara. Going back in time, this is Gilbert on his 55th birthday. I don't know where that was taken at. I don't know where this picture was taken, but they put another picture of Gilbert. Must be along the highway or street because there's a motel sign back of his head. Now this is Gilbert taken in 1956 in their living room. Now, I don't know when or where this picture was taken, but it must have been here in Fredericksburg, and looks more like Ruth's home down on Prince Edward Street than any other place else. But in the back row, that's left to right, there's Mabel, Ruth, Ardea, and Marguerite. Then on the Davenport, his Aunt Virginia, Barbara, Mary Wheat, and Mary Wheat's niece. And down front there's Fred and Gilbert. And the room looks like it may be Ruth's front room. I don't know. That's another real good picture of Gilbert. This is Mom and Gilbert in their backyard. That was taken in about 1949 or 1950, somewhere along there. And this picture's kind of fuzzy, but it's Mom and Gilbert at some Judge Beach resort. That's taken in 1954. And this is another picture of Mom and Gilbert. Some beach or somewhere. They was probably on vacation. I don't know where this is taken at. Now this picture was taken in 1966. That's Gilbert and Barbara. I think that's Patty, but I don't know who the little child is Gilbert's holding. I'm trying to figure who that would be, but I can't. Now this is a picture of Gilbert and Mama. When Mama, Marguerite, and Adelia lived in the apartment on Prince Edward Street. That's another picture of Mom and Gilbert on Prince Edward Street. Mama's really laying the hands to him, isn't she? Another time they lived on Prince Edward Street in an apartment. That's Gilbert and Barbara in 1965. They're home in Winchester Street in Fredericksburg. This is Barbara's home, Thanksgiving 1974, and I can't make out all the people in the picture. In the left foreground, that's Jim and Jenna. Then standing in the center in the back, that is Jenny. And then there's Gib and Dorothy. And I can't make out who the rest in that picture are. Shit. This is another picture at Barbara's in Martinsburg, Thanksgiving in 1974. That's Barbara standing on the far right, and Jim and Jenna. Then there's Rosemary standing in back of Jack, and on the far left is Francis. Now the two children way in the background, I think one of them's Patty, but I wouldn't say for sure, and I don't know who the other child is in the far background. Now this is a picture of Gilbert. I don't know when that was taken, but now these next three pictures are taken in March of '71. That's Barbara and Gilbert, March of '71. Now, this is Marguerite, Gilbert, and Barbara. Now that's myself, that's Gilbert, myself, Alice, and Patty. That's taken in March of '71. And this is Barbara's Christmas tree of Christmas of 1985. And this is Dorothy and Jenna at home on Charles Street in Fredericksburg in 1936, in the backyard eating watermelon. And this is several of those little ping pong pictures of Dorothy. This is another one of those, they didn't, not too plain, but they're coming. This is another one of those little 10-cent ping pongs there. This another picture of Dorothy. I don't know exactly when it was taken, but it's another picture of Dorothy on the right. I don't know who that young lady is on the left. This looks like a picture of Dot and Gib in the, probably in the courting days. Man, they got a nice sports model hot rod they're leaning against, but and I don't know who those people are in the background on the porch, but this is goes back down memory lane. This is Brother Sergeant Gilbert Jones. Back over the years in the Gib. This is taken November 1944. This is Gib taken July 1944. Dorothy, Genevieve, and Francis. Guess I messed up there. This is Dorothy in a nurse's uniform. I can't get the whole picture. Maybe I have to, if I can take and bring it back from the camera a little bit. That's the whole picture there, but it's not as good. I have to take it away from the lens of the camera, so it doesn't too. This is Dorothy, Gibb, and Gilbert. I don't know exactly when that picture was taken, but this is the 5 generations. It's Gilbert and Dorothy standing in the back holding Bonnie, and Daddy and Granddaddy sitting down in the front. It's taken 1943. Have quite a few pictures of the 5 generations to show. We've got 3 studio pictures of the 5 generations, all are different poses. It's Granddaddy holding Bonnie, and Gilbert, Dorothy, and Daddy in the standing. And this is Granddaddy holding little Bonnie on his lap, taken there on Charles Street, Fredericksburg. This is another studio picture of the 5 generations. This is the 5 generations taken February the 14th, 1943. Standing in the backyard there on Charles Street in Fredericksburg. It's Gilbert and Daddy, and Dorothy holding Bonnie and Granddaddy. This is another studio picture of the 5 generations of the Wheat family. There's several little ping pong pictures of that was taken, probably like those that took at Woolsworth, of little small ping pong pictures. I'll show some of them are right nice pictures. This is another one of those little ping pong pictures of Dorothy. And then here's another one. And here's another one of the ping pong pictures. And I have another on top of this one. Take it down. Here's 2 more of them, taken just about the same time with the others. This is a picture dot relaxing in bed. Ain't that something? Yeah, she's had problems. This is another picture of that in the hospital. This is 1966, I think it was. Which had some work done on the hip. This is another one taken in 1966. Able to navigate around somehow. Now this is Francis on one of those little ping pong pictures. Don't have near as many pictures of Francis or Jenna as I do of Dorothy, but so I'll show what I have. There's some more someplace that I don't know where they're at. This is another picture of Francis. This is apparently a school picture, I judge. And this is a picture of Jerry. In service. This is another picture of Jerry in service. Now this picture was taken in our backyard on Charles Street in 1936. That was Cecil Ardia's husband, and then there's Francis and Jenna down kneeling on the ground, taken in 1936. This is Jenna, one of those little small ping pong pictures of Jenna when she was small. Now this is Jenna and Buck taken in 1952. Now this is, I'm sure this is Donna. It looks so much like Jenna, I can't tell them apart. Yeah. But I think this is Donna. Now by God, this is Jenna, because it can't tell them from the other, from Donna hardly, because this was taken March 20th, 1953, so I feel sure this is Jenna. She's a nice looking chicken, wasn't she? Now this is Jenna in 1948. So I just judged that's probably Donna there. Didn't have any name on the back of the picture. But let's call it Donna till let y'all sort it out. And this is Donna and Robert Alonzo's wedding, I'm sure. And that's Banya on the left now. I'm not sure who that is. Apparently the best man. I have 3 of these pictures of that size. Now pull them away, all 3 of them away from the camera after I show them all. Because I take the back off the disc to show, to bring them away from the camera. This will be another picture of Donna's wedding. Now this is another picture of Donna and Robert wedding. Now I'll bring these pictures away from the camera and see if I can get a picture of the whole. But they get out of focus, so see they get very much out of focus when you take them away from the camera. Don't have the proper lens to bring them in a good focus at that distance. See they get way out of focus when you bring them at a long distance. This was taken in 1973. So I can bring this in a little closer. Help you now get a better picture. That's about as good a picture you're going to get right there. Now get very much face there, but that's Jim and Jenna leaning against the car, and that's Dot and Gib out in front, taken 1973. Now this is Jenna and Jim taking Christmas Day of 1987. Now this is Jim taking, his is a school picture taken 1973. It's Jim. Now this is Jenna and Jim and Gabe taking Christmas 1987. There's no name on this picture. I'm sure this is Bonnie. I feel sure it's Bonnie. And that's Bonnie says on the back of the picture, 1 year and 5 days old. It's funny. Now, I don't know what Christmas this is, and there's no writing on the back of the picture, but I think that's Bonnie, probably her second Christmas. I don't know. I just judged that as Bonnie. Now that's Bonnie when she was 19 years old. This is Bonnie at graduation time. That's Bonnie in 1961. There's lots of snow on the ground. That just says Bonnie's baby. I judge that's Christy. And this is another picture taken about the same time, so I'm pretty sure that's Christy. Now that's a family photo. That's Christy, Ron, Bonnie, and Glenn. That's Tara down in front of Christy. I think Tara was 3.5 years old. That's taken in 1990. That's Tara, and I think it's Bonnie with Tara. On the back of the picture, all it says is Christmas of 1988, so I judge that as Tara holding her doll baby. On the back of that picture says Tara, 3 years old. And this is Tara at 6 months old. And this is Christy and Tara at 18 months old. That's a picture of Bonnie in 1954. from those small. This is Buddy 1954. And this is Buddy when he was 16 years old. This is another picture of Buddy. I don't know. No right on that. I don't know exactly how old he was when. And this, but at graduation time. This is Gilbert, born August the 6th, 1984. Now this is Gail Drew, born April the 19th, 1987. And this is Buddy, Gretchen and Buddy, taken December 1990, and Gabriel's 5.5 and Drew is 3. And this is Bonnie and Buddy and Christy and Tara. I don't know who the girl is on the far right. And this is Christmas 1987. It's Gib and Dad and Gabriel. This is Marguerite Dot and Gibb, taken 1974. This is Dot and Gibb, taken 1974. That's Gibb, Dot, and Bonnie, and I guess that's Tara down there. No writing on the picture, but and that's Gibb, Bonnie, and Dot, and Tara. That's Gibb, Dot, and Mary, and I guess that's Gabriel sitting down there. Taking a, I don't know what Christmas it is, but Gibb, Dot, Mary, and Gabriel sitting down in the far right. And this is another Christmas picture I judged taking this about the same time as Gibb, Dot, and Mary Wheat. This is another Christmas picture. That's Gibb and Mary Wheat sitting at the far right. And this is another of the Christmas pictures. It's Mary Wheat, Dot, and Buddy. And Dot and Gibb, I don't know when that was taken, but and this is another picture of Dot and Gibb. Now this is Dot and her willies. Whole wall full. I'll attempt to take them all the way across. She has a whole wall full there, and a whole wall full there, and a whole wall full there, and a whole wall full there. That's that and all her willies that she was making. Now this is old Wooden Mountain Nursing Home. There's Dee sitting in front in the wheelchair, and Dot, myself, and Jack, and Bonnie, and Tara. Another Wooden Mountain Nursing Home, that's Mabel, Dot, and Dee. Now this was taken in the apartment up in Martinsburg. That's Jack, Dot, and myself. There's Gib and Bonnie, Dot, and Tara. Now this is another picture taken over a nursing home. It's Dot and Dee down front, and Gib, Alice, and myself standing in the back. There's a lot more pictures someplace in books in the house, but this is all that I have that I'm going to put on this tape right this time.